Welcome, Leo, to your 2024 horoscope. In this horoscope, I will be walking you through each month of 2024, giving you a really good understanding of the energy that you will be navigating for the year of 2024. Now, if you want, grab your birth chart. That way you can kind of compare and see if you're going to have any major activations through the year of 2024, and see if you have any personal planets or points at any of the degree points that we will be discussing in this horoscope. Now, let's get right into it. So 2024, we have some interesting energy. So we've got Pluto re-entering Aquarius, which we got a little taste of Pluto and Aquarius back in 2023 between March and June. So it was a tiny little taste, Pluto didn't spend much time in Aquarius, but in 2024, Pluto was going to spend almost a whole year in Aquarius. Pluto is going to re-enter Capricorn for a couple of months, from September to November of 2024 for the very last time, and then finally make its Pluto's transition into Aquarius. And then where Pluto will remain for the next 2 decades, for 20 years. So this year in 2024, we definitely get a better feel for what Pluto and Aquarius is going to bring us collectively and individually. We also have the eclipses in Aries and Libra shaking up these areas of our life. We've got the Jupiter-Uranus conjunction in Taurus, and we have Jupiter entering Gemini. This is going to be a really big energy shift. Then we have a Mars-Jupiter conjunction in Gemini, and we have a Mars retrograde at the end of the year, which is energy that we will really be navigating for about 6 months, and this energy falls into 2025. So we will be getting into all of this energy, and at the end of this horoscope, I will also be touching on some of the energy that we will be experiencing in 2025, giving you a little bit of a heads up. So starting right off with January, now I have selected a chart for each month to give you a little bit of a visual. Now, right on January 1st, we've got Mercury stationing direct in Sagittarius. You have Sagittarius in the 5th house of creativity, children, passion, pleasure, play, hobbies, interests, and Mercury is going to station retrograde December 13th, 2023 in Capricorn at 8 degrees, retrograde back into Sagittarius, and station direct at 22 degrees. And so for the last little bit of 2023, there's something that you're rethinking and reevaluating within the 6th house and 5th house themes and topics. Now, the 6th house rules work, health, and daily routine. So maybe you're starting to think about, the new routines that you want to set for 2024. But, right on January 1st, as soon as we come into the new year, we've got Mercury stationing direct here in the 5th house. You will start to get clarity on whatever it was that you were kind of rethinking and reevaluating. Now, on January 4th, we've got Mars entering Capricorn. Mars is exalted in Capricorn, so this is a great energy to start the year off with. Mars representing our anger, aggression. Well, I wasn't going to start with anger and aggression. I was going to say Mars representing our motivation, willpower, and drive. But yes, Mars also does represent anger, aggression, and conflict. Now, depending on if you have a day chart or a night chart, is going to depend on how this Mars energy kind of works with you. If you're born during the day, Mars is your most malefic planet. If you're born during the night, Mars is not your most malefic planet, and Saturn is your most malefic planet. So keep that in mind as we talk about these energies. But Mars entering your 6th house, this could be where maybe you're super motivated about starting this new daily routine or starting something new at work for the new year. Now, on January 11th, we're going to have our new moon in Capricorn at 20 degrees. And it's really interesting because this year we have 2 full moons in Capricorn. So whatever is kind of going on with the 6th house, whatever you're initiating and trying to implement around work, health, and daily routine, there's a lot of focus come the middle of the year with both full moons. Now, once we get to January 13th, we've got Mercury entering Capricorn, bringing more energy, to that 6th house. Then on January 19th, 20th, and 21st, we've got the Sun-Pluto conjunction right here at 29 degrees of Capricorn. Then the Sun is going to enter Aquarius, and then a couple hours later, Pluto enters Aquarius, and they form a conjunction here at 0 degrees. Now, the interesting thing about this energy is that these are the same degree points we had the Great Conjunction at in December 2020 with Saturn and Jupiter. So, collectively, I think this is going to be a lot. I think that there's going to be a lot kind of showing up with this because we were moving through a lot December 2020. This was the US presidential elections. I think there's going to be a lot, with this energy. I think that also, with the pandemic. Now, Pluto representing fears, things that were hidden coming to light, secrets revealed. There's going to be a lot, the sun is basically cleansed. And I find this interesting because the sun, this is basically, a Pluto Kazemi. The sun is cleansing Pluto before Pluto makes that initial shift into Aquarius. Well, Pluto already entered Aquarius, but this year Pluto is going to enter Aquarius for good. And there's this like cleansing, of this Pluto energy. So I find that really fascinating. But the sun, shining a light on what is hidden and really revealing something here. There's something, with what we were moving through December 2020, coming to light, being revealed, something we're revisiting. Now, this is personally, individually, and also collectively. Now, on the 23rd of January, we will have Venus enter Capricorn, bringing more energy into that sixth house. On the 25th, we will have the full moon in Leo at 5 degrees. This is your full moon. So think back to 6 months prior when we had the new moon in Leo. What were you initiating? What were you trying to get going? That can finally be coming to fruition. Yes, I do use the monthly lunar cycle, but if you watch my content, I also use the 6-month cycle where the new moon in each sign, the intentions we set at the time of the new moon in that sign, by the time we have the full moon in that same sign, those intentions start to come to fruition. And so and kind of remember this as we navigate this horoscope, because I don't like to spend too much time on the new moons and full moons because I do put forecasts out every new moon and full moon on my YouTube channel. But as we're kind of, as I'm mentioning the new moons and the full moons, just keep that in mind. What are the intentions that you're setting at the time of the new moon, that those intentions can come to fruition and manifest at the time of the full moon. And so, the full moon being in your first house of you, your character, the first house is you, the self. So your personality, your character, your physical body, your appearance, how you view this physical reality, your perception, there's something coming to fruition here. The full moon is highlighting, lighting up this first house. Now, on the 26th, we've got the Mercury-Mars conjunction right here in Capricorn. And so every time we have a Mercury-Mars conjunction, we really do have to be mindful of our communication. This is where we can have some conflict, where we can be speaking before we're thinking. This is where, there can be, not a lot of patience. So we do want to be mindful at this time, especially too, because this is a really strong Mars in Capricorn. And then on the 27th, we will have Uranus station direct right here in your 10th house of career. Now, Uranus has been, now transiting your 10th house in Taurus, transiting Taurus since 2018. So this is an energy that you've kind of already been navigating for a few years. Then we get into February. Now, once we get to February, we have all planets direct. It is go time. This is the time to launch, to get things moving, get things going. All planets are direct. Now, February 5th, we've got Mercury entering